Morning, guys. Well, not really Monday. Monday. We're the Forestry Garden radio show, and today we're going to be talking about fungi, however you want to say it. That is our theme of the day, mushrooms. Yeah, we're going to clarify the differences and also the fact that we're not experts, not mycologists, so just going to be chatting about what we know and what we've been up to. So to start off today, there's this very great song by Merlin Sheldrake and Cosmo Sheldrake. It's quite short, but it just starts off the day nicely. So here you go.
Growing like in stretching lifetime, stretching lifetime, dwelling becoming like in of our own minds, of our own minds, of our own life, becoming like in of our own minds, of our own minds. Entangled life, entangled life, entangled life.
Okay, so you guys seem to be interested in mushrooms, or you will be by the end of this session. So mushrooms, actually, when you think of mushrooms, you probably just think of the little ones, the white ones you eat in the supermarket. And can you hear me?
Yeah, just go big.
But that's not the whole thing. That's only the tip of the iceberg, or the mushroom of the fungi, if you like. There's actually underneath the ground, there's like a whole network of the main body of the mushroom fungi, which is called mycelium. Can you hear me?
We're currently wondering whether Riley's mushroom facts
I can't
can
hear you,
be
Riley.
heard.
Can you, Jack?
So I can't hear Riley very well.
Okay, Riley, I think come over here because you're saying interesting stuff. So.
And just
what
walked.
about this mic? This mic?
Speak into it.
Hello.
Sorry, technical difficulties.
Technical
guys.
difficulties. We've just.
I think you've just got to come over here. I can budge up. There's room for both of us.
So as you can tell, it's super professional, super smooth outfit already. But it's our second show, and also our wonderful co-president Luke has just arrived in the room.
Hello, everybody.
Sorry for the
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Perfect.
Okay.
That was Luke's magic touch. All we needed was Luke to come in, and now you can hear about the mushroom facts.
Thank God.
So I was saying, mushrooms aren't the whole thing of fungi, and you just see the tip of the iceberg. They're just the tip of the iceberg, or the mushroom of the fungi, if you like. So I don't know how much of you the previous bit you guys heard, but the mass of the body of the fungi is something called mycelium, which is under the ground, and they transfer nutrients and are basically an external stomach or lungs or any external organs to the organism, and they work in a kind of symbiotic relationship often with plants, and they attach themselves to roots of trees and plants, and actually are really important in helping exchange nutrients and energy. In fact, 70 to 90% of all plants on Earth form a relationship with fungi through the plant's roots, and fungi feeds on the sugars that the plant makes, and while it exchanges water and minerals back to the plant because of its larger surface area. Anyway, that's quite a lot of intricate information, but I find it really interesting, and hopefully by the end of the session everyone will get a larger understanding. Lastly, apparently that it can be up to 8 miles of mycelium in 1 cubic inch under your foot. How insane is that? And
that is very insane.
Yeah,
that's crazy. Thank you, Riley. And just to add one thing to that, fungi make up their own kingdom. So they're neither an animal or a plant, but they're probably closer to an animal than a plant. So one of the things I think that blows my mind, and hopefully will sort of change the way you think about fungi today, is to think of it more like an animal than a plant, like a living organism that it is. And a crazy one, and there's so many insane things that we know and also don't know about fungi, and some of those we're going to be talking about today. For the second song that we're going to play for you today, my track that I chose is called The Black Seminole. It's from Lil Yachty's 5th studio album, Let's Start Here, and includes vocals from Diana Gordon. The album is a big departure from Yachty's signature trap sound and is heavily influenced by psychedelic rock, The Dark Side of the Moon by Pink Floyd in particular. Its link to fungi comes from LSD. Well, this is my link of the song to fungi. So LSD is a psychedelic substance originally derived from a fungus that lives within crop plants. And psychedelic rock attempts to invoke the effects of LSD, detaching the listener from everyday reality. Merlin Sheldrake, who you heard with his brother Cosmo earlier, has written an incredible book on fungi called Entangled Life, and he took LSD as part of an experiment on the effects of the substance on the problem-solving abilities of scientists, engineers, and mathematicians. He wondered what it would be like to be a fungus, and said this about his experience. I found myself underground, surrounded by growing tips surging across one another, schools of globular animals grazing, plant roots and their hustle, a horizonless external gut, digestion and salvage everywhere, chemical weather systems, subterranean highways, slimy, infective embrace, seeing intimate contact on all sides. The LSD forced me to admit that I had an imagination, and I now saw fungi differently, their entangled lives. So, with that introduction, sit back, take yourself to a different, perhaps more fungi-like reality, and enjoy The Black Seminole.
What's wrong, Mr. Man? Your eyes are low, and you're walking with both hands on your head. His response, he's on a clean high. Both feet up on the ground, but his head's way in the sky. The Black Seminole, head general. Distant connections, a large interval. A black man with mouths to feed, embracing equality throughout greed. No time to joke around. The kid is now a man, and the silence is filled with remarkable sound. This part I've seen in my dreams. Love is not
Hello guys, welcome back. Hopefully you enjoyed that. And someone else arrived into the studio while that was playing. Our wonderful treasurer, Theo.
Hello. I thought I'd be a fun guy and show up fashionably late, guys.
Hey, the mushroom dad jokes have started.
Why won't the mushroom buy a sofa? He prefers toadstools. Yeah.
What an impression
Is
you
this
made
why you were
already,
late?
Theo.
You're just spending your time practicing?
Yeah, I was actually standing outside, just
Yeah.
like running them back myself. Yeah.
Great, thank you, Theo. And just to provide us, a little bit of one more piece of info about that song. If anyone was wondering what the Black Seminole is, what Lil Yachty was referring to there, the Black Seminoles were a group of free black people and runaway slaves that joined forces with the Seminole Indians, Native American people in Florida, from approximately 1700 through to the 1850s, and they were celebrated, the Black Seminoles, for their bravery and tenacity during 3 wars in which basically the US attempted to take their land, and it's referenced in the lines, sex symbol, the Black Seminole, African Rambo with more ammo. So that's what Lil Yachty is referring to there in terms of the context, but also hopefully the fungi quality, the psychedelic quality you enjoyed, and it's just a damn good song. What did you guys think?
Yeah, it's good. Yeah.
Not really much to go over. Covered it pretty succinctly.
Yeah. Well, I kind of missed the first half of the song because I feel like I can't have any.
No, I
critical
really
input,
enjoyed
like-
this song. After I saw Jack put it on our playlist that we curated for today, went and listened to the whole album. I really recommend it. It has a great progression, and I didn't know what a Seminole was or a Black Seminole, so I did research on it as well, as Jack summarised very nicely. So highly recommend. And next, Riley is gonna talk about the song.
So the next song is called "The Stamen of the Shamen" by Shpongle, who are an experimental psychedelic kind of group who have just experimented around that kind of music.
For the ancient medicines, quiet down your legislations and listen to the earth and all her gifts. Sit back, take a lift, let your light radiate and put faith in the ship. Feel the magic all around, and when life gets you down, come
wrong
on,
song.
let's talk directness.
That was Stamen of the Shamen by Shpongle. And if you want to hear any more music like that, similar to it, the album's called Nothing Lasts, But Nothing Is Lost. So if you are interested in listening to more music like that. Now we're going to talk about some more interesting facts about mushrooms.
Okay, I suppose I'm up now. So, yeah, I think my singular fact I have about mushrooms is that something that's sort of more recently been discovered is that sort of mycelium networks can often form what are known as fungal highways, which basically allow for the sort of distribution and spreading of bacteria throughout like an environment and whatnot. And because it's so new, it's sort of not entirely known how long this has been, like the behaviour's been adapted for and sort of the exact uses, but from sort of theories so far, it seemed like it can play a large role in sort of sustaining sort of well-being of an area.
That's really interesting. Yeah.
Cool.
That is really interesting. Yeah, it's almost they have a version of kind of like consciousness, not obviously real consciousness, but they could like problem solve and like have
there's real communication, in mycelium networks and fungi. I didn't read, this wasn't one of my facts, but as I was doing research I did see how some scientists were breaking down like the essential language of fungi mycorrhizal networks and how they were recording different electrical signals that were being sent through and kind of breaking it down as its own language, which is quite interesting.
That is interesting. And I suppose it'd be good to say in some ways for many of us, the first place we were actually introduced to mycorrhizal fungi was on the Forestry Garden module, actually.
Shameless plug.
Which is how we're here today, and
hence the name of the podcast as well.
Hence the name of the Forest Garden show. And the Wood Wide Web was the name given to the mycorrhizal fungi network, which was quote unquote discovered around 1999 by the amazing Suzanne Simard. But Simard herself says that this relationship between fungi and plants has been known for thousands of years, as particularly in indigenous people. But what she did was to prove it in a scientific way and amongst the scientific community. So all of this, there's still a lot of unknown here, and approximately 90% of fungi species are undocumented, and there's something like 2 to 3 million. So so much of this we don't know.
Is it me time?
Yeah, go on.
I've taken a bit more of a goofy approach to my fact, and whilst researching fungi, I compiled a few of my favourite names of mushrooms because there's so many. I do love such interesting names.
This is what we need.
So number 1, dog vomit slime mold.
That can't be real.
It's real. It's real. If you're listening at home, Google it. It grows or develops on bark mulch in urban areas, particularly after heavy rain. And yeah, that's kind of ridiculous to be honest. But yeah, the next one. Please, if anyone's listening at home, please Google this because it's one of the most terrifying things I've ever seen. The dead man's fingers mushroom. It is horrifying.
How many fingers though?
As many as it can muster, mate. Sorry. And then one of my personal favourites, the stinkhorn mushroom, which it has spore masses on it when it grows that smell so bad that it attracts insects and flies, so that those insects, when they fly off, distribute the spores of the fungus so it can keep growing. So it smells like poo, basically.
Yeah. Honestly, I used to have one in my garden, and it literally smelled. We couldn't go out there the whole summer. It was traumatizing. It smelled like a dead body or something, or like dying animal. Yeah, I think it's meant to, like, because obviously to attract the flies, so it would usually be attracted to that kind of thing.
And no, sorry,
go for it.
Bad manners. Speaking of, last session we made ink from shaggy ink caps, which were growing along a bus stop near university. And I had the pleasure of going to pick them after Riley had scouted them out, and there was definitely a very pungent smell. I thought I'd stepped in something. I was like, uh-oh.
Just the mushrooms.
But it's just the mushrooms, and it's incredible.
Maybe
like,
the dead badger as well.
There was also dead badger, which didn't aid, unfortunately.
This is my last one.
R.I.P.
Which is actually also kind of cool. It's the bleeding fairy helmet mushroom, and apparently I've seen videos. It's kind of cool when you not apparently, it's true. When you cut it or slice it, it quote unquote bleeds. I don't really know what the science is behind it, but when you like cut it, it will almost produce like a red line down the mushroom, so it looks like it's actually bleeding, which is just kind of cool. And also it's got a funky name. So
Halloween's coming up, so
Halloween
you want
themed.
to, yeah.
It's perfectly timed to bring up these mushrooms, the dog vomit and the bleeding wizards and
the stinkhorns.
The stinkhorns, yeah.
Yeah, they just all have such weird names. Like, yeah.
Also, I would love to be I would love to discover a new species of mushroom because then
Get to
I
pick
can
the
just
name.
create the most.
Do you have a name of
secrets of
choice you'd
words.
go for, or?
No, I have. And I need
Right
to.
now.
Well, it
Come
sounds
on.
like I could just ping any 5 words out the air, just put them together, and it apparently is a mushroom name.
So
So
what about the stink Theo?
Very smelly,
Jack.
Well, you've got 90% of the mushroom to discover, so
And can I say, it is
you've got all of
really
those
hot
to
in
choose from.
here right now, so
Yeah,
we are all dying.
Sweating.
Obviously,
Maybe
all,
go slightly
all the
delirious.
mistakes that maybe
feel
I've
like a
made
mushroom.
or
We
We
anyone
blame it
else.
on the heat.
Yeah.
Blame it on the heat. Should we have another song?
Go for it.
Okay.
Is it supposed to be me? Is it my song?
Yes, it is
Yes.
your song.
Okay, this is actually, sorry to go. This is
Okay.
because my song is actually linked to what Luke was saying earlier about all the fungal networks and the mycorrhizal links, because the tune is entitled "Empire of Dirt" by Egoless.
I knew this was the
But I was
connection.
thinking that mushrooms create their own empire in the dirt by creating these links between these symbiotic links between plants and mushrooms and everything, and all the links and the underground networks. And I feel like it makes a lot of sense. And also, it's just like an incredibly good song.
Yeah,
So
this
everyone
song is
listen.
a banger, so everyone is in for a treat. Here you go.
No.
Welcome back.
Hello.
that was Empire of Dirt by Egoless, incredible producer. Just recently released a what?
Keep going.
Sorry, just
Jack
recently,
just like sabotaging Theo today.
He's just jealous, bro. That's what it is.
I'm jealous.
Yeah, I'll let you
that's
into
not
this
his fun
little fact. A minute ago, I need to say this. Theo actually stole Jack's fun fact, so that's why he
Not
called
intentionally,
him
he's
a
just not
stinky
original.
Theo. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm so mad at Theo for that. So I'm for the rest of the show, I'm going to be trying to sabotage Theo as
Anyway.
much as I can.
We have to hold you back and beat the hell out of each other.
Theo, sorry, should I say?
Great producer.
That's what I'll be
Just
referring to
released
Theo, yeah.
a dub EP he's very talented, can play an infinite amount of instruments. Released a fantastic like kind of analog digital dub EP recently. Check out all his songs. He's great. This song doesn't hit unless you're standing next to like a 7 foot tall huge speaker of 5 subs. You guys just gotta get your own swag, bro. I can't be angry with saying everyone's stuff, but yeah.
And I'm gonna be egoless and say I love that song, and that was awesome.
That's the nicest thing you said to me. Thank you.
That was fantastic. I'm gonna check out Egoless because that was so good. I haven't heard that before, and I can imagine big sound system. That would be insane.
Speaking of, one of the best moments of my life was behind Marla. Well, that's a weird way to say it. was behind the decks with Marla at Houghton Festival. He put the song on. Was loving it. It was great. Yeah, you gotta listen to it on a sound system. It's transformative. So, mushrooms.
Also, I'm on a sabotaging rampage today. I cut Isla off just before she was going to do her mushroom fact before that song. So, Isla, would you like to share with us your mushroom fact?
So, yeah, it kind of jumps off from what Theo was saying about the ants on what mushroom was it, Theo?
Say.
The stinkhorn.
He's on his phone.
Insects. No, yeah, the stinkhorn mushroom. Yeah, the ants and the flies and whatnot, and the flying around and the poo smell. Yeah, all that kind of stuff.
So, ants aren't the only ones at the mercy of mushrooms. Oh no, wait, I gave it away. No,
keep going.
Ants
so,
are the one at the mercy.
Yeah, no, ants are the target of this. So another one. Let me get the name up because it's quite hard to produce. Guys, I'm going crazy. I can't do this. Orphicorid.
That's a difficult name to pronounce, to be fair to Isla.
Can someone else
Is
give
it
it a go?
basically just cordyceps?
Yeah, it's cordyceps.
Okay, so
yeah,
you could have just said
Okay.
that, but you had to go
All
all
right, thank you,
fancy.
Ryan.
And
But what are they also called?
No, that's not actually. That's a reminder of what I meant to say. But
Okay, Isla's
so
just
the
written
theme-
zombie ants on the piece of paper.
just for the fun of it.
God, spoiling her fact already, Jack.
I know.
Public
enemy
Sabotaging
right
left,
now.
right, and
Just
centre.
let me
I know. I'm a saboteur.
So these spores are sneaky things, and as ants are going about their daily life, foraging for leaves and goodness to bring back to the nest, these spores latch on to their legs and penetrate through their exoskeleton, and they start essentially eating the ant alive from the inside. But not only are they doing that, they end up controlling the ants by activating or suppressing their genes. So the ant's still going about its daily business with this fungus growing inside them, and then about 2 to 3 weeks in, once the fungi is as much as 50% of the weight's mass, the ants start acting abnormal, going out of their normal foraging cycles, and they climb up a tree and latch onto these leaves, and basically they die on these leaves, and the fungus grows a spore out of their head, so it looks like they've been impaled. It's insane. And there's all these graveyards that scientists have found with all these ants on these leaves at similar altitudes. So leaves in forest and twigs, tall twigs in more woodland areas, and essentially they brought them to an altitude to die so that the wind can blow and the spores are more likely to travel, and the cycle continues where these fungus keep infecting these ants and taking over their brains. So it's pretty cool,
I actually
really.
have an anecdote about zombie zombie insects. So big up. He's definitely not listening, but shout out Louis, my co-worker.
Whoop, whoop.
He just moved. Whoop, whoop, yeah, he's just moved into his new house maybe a month ago or something. Right after moving in, his garage is infested with zombie spiders, with this exact thing where there's little, like hundreds of little spiders with like their little white. I think it's more like, I don't know if it's fungus. I'm assuming it's fungus, but it looks more like mold than it does fungus. But I'm assuming
That's
Yeah,
just
it's like
type of
growing
fungus,
out their
fungus,
body.
yeah.
Yeah.
But there's zombie spiders where the spiders are dead, but they're little white dots in his garage, all like moving around because the fungus is like making them just like walk about. And he's got like hundreds of spiders in his garage, and then they tried to contact the landlord to be like, bro, please, there's our garage is full of zombie spiders, and please like help us. And the landlords went, nah, you're right. You got to deal with it yourself.
That was brutal.
So now poor Louis's got a garage full of zombie spiders that he can't do anything about. So sending prayers to Louis.
Yeah.
And I liked. Sorry.
Yeah, exactly. I've had similar experiences as my second mushroom fact of the day. As my as said 2 weeks ago, the ceiling in my flat collapsed, and sort of small update to that was that over a couple of days, sort of a week after, I've now had a mushroom going through the corner of my room. So next time I meet any of you, if you want like a little special prize, you can help me figure out what the hell it is, because it looks disgusting.
It's like
Well,
awful.
we know
at
that
least
fungi is the
it's,
cornerstone of all life.
It's actually the picture for our Spotify playlist. So thank you, Luke, for taking that.
Yeah.
It's now converted into artwork.
From
No, it is.
Luke's bedroom.
I
and
didn't know that.
and just another fungi fact just about a different form of mushroom fungi spore dispersal. So as well as having like super sticky spores like stinkhorn, mushrooms also have spores which distribute airborne. So an example is the puffball mushroom, which are full of these spores, and if you touch them, then they explode and the spores go everywhere. And we've actually got some right next to our forest food garden. And these spores, just a fact about these, basically they are the largest source of living particles in the air. So there's 50 megatons of spores each year, which is equivalent to the weight of 500,000 blue whales. So the air is full of them, and they even affect the weather.
Thank you, Jack. That is awesome. So now it's my turn to talk about my song. Woo-woo. This one is less of a song and more background noise. And it literally quite is background noise, because this guy called Julian Sartorius, he is a Swiss experimental drummer, and he's made this whole album. There's 10 songs using his drumstick and recorder. So he's been tapping it on pretty much anything: road signs, buildings, rocks, moss, streams, and of course, mushrooms. And I picked this song because, I quote, he says, "There's one mushroom, I don't know its name, that sounds almost like a plastic bag." So
What a quote.
what a quote. Said by the guy himself. So he did this trek 270 kilometers on a Jura Ridgeway trail, and each song is named after the different sections of his hike. And so this song is the fourth song on his album. And I also, can you try pronounce this? Who's got French accent?
Which one?
Or
I
German?
don't, but I can try. I can't try. Riley, do you want to have a go?
Guys, we got to be quick.
No, thank you.
Saignelégier le Ferrièré.
There we go. That'll do.
But yeah, I love this song because it's amusing. The sounds, it's hard to imagine what the sounds might be. And I have a task for my fellow committee members. Hello.
This is such a good name. You got us all intrigued now.
Can you try and count how many sounds you heard? Because I've counted and I have my number.
Do you know what the correct number is?
My number is correct.
Your number's the correct answer.
no.
But you said you counted.
Instruments or just...
So it's all sounds kind of instrument-esque type things. So I'm just going to play it.
Okay, cool.
You'll see what I mean. And
Awesome.
keep
So we have to count the
Yeah.
sounds.
Do it yourself at home.
the winner's
and see.
just
Let
whoever's
us know.
closest to me. All right.
How do you know yours is alright though?
Hello. So that was that song that I can't pronounce, and I actually listened to the whole album. I found it quite meditative. So yeah, guys, guesses, numbers. Anybody?
At least 20.
20? All right. Okay. Anybody else?
I would go for.
Wrong.
I'll go for 12.
Okay.
I'm going to say 16.
All right, Luke. You're my last hope.
I'm gonna go 17 just to spite
Oh,
Riley.
okay. Luke was the closest. It's 18.
Oh, wow.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Well done, mate.
Well done.
I
So-
didn't even count.
No, just pure intuition. So that song. Okay, are we speeding up? All right. I'm not gonna say that, but just sounds, everyday sounds, how it influences genres and music taste. So yeah, Riley is gonna go on to talk
Let's
about
go with
facts.
my fact. So this is a bit more of a somber one. So prepare yourself, guys. It's still about mushrooms, but it's about how mushrooms not necessarily work in a symbiotic way, but actually can act as like a parasite on the host. And an example is a disease in the UK which is called ash dieback. I don't know if it's basically affects ash trees. I don't know if you guys have heard of it, but it's actually quite a significant thing. It was first identified in 2012, and this is a serious thing. It could kill up to 90% of ash trees in the UK, and the total number of ash trees in the UK is 150 million trees. So imagine 90% of those gone. Basically, and they're such a common species. Their habitat, they provide habitat for thousands of species uniquely to them. So obviously all of those species will struggle. And not only that, it will cost the UK about £15 billion to sort it out. The symptoms, basically the fungi goes into the tree and stops water flow transpiring through the tree. Luckily, about 1%, 1 to 5% could be resistant. So there is hope. But one thing's for sure is you probably have already noticed dead trees in the summer. The landscape of the UK will change significantly over the next decade.
A really, really uplifting fact to end things there, Riley.
No, that's cool.
But an
thank
interesting,
you.
important one.
Interesting and important, and there is hope. That's the important thing. There is hope.
And now we're going to close off with, I'm going to butcher the pronunciation, but Buoy by the Joy Formidable. The Joy Formidable is a Welsh alt-rock band, and they sort of have a lot of connection to nature, but also just the sort of unseen nature in the world as well. And so we'll be sort of sending off with this, and hopefully we'll see some of you at our session later on. Have a good day.
All the things you like, guided by the actions behind
There is a fungus that is found out on the mountains on America's